Hello everyone, welcome. Come on in. Let's have some crafting time. I'm going to get my desktop pulled up, so give me 1 second while I get it going. And I've got to cut the volume out. Sorry about that. All right, let's get started. I hope everyone has had a wonderful Sunday. It has been a great day for me. I have been in my craft room doing a lot of stuff today. Been cleaning and crafting and all that fun jazz. All right, so I've got my desktop pulled up, so now I can make sure I am live where I need to be, and then we are going to get started into our projects. I have 4 fun projects to do tonight with you. I am so happy to be doing these projects with you tonight. All right, so, oops, hold on. My mouse is, I don't have my mouse. I'm trying to do it with my hands, and that is just all over the place. All right, so it looks like I'm up. Welcome, everyone. This is Jennifer with Creativity. From those that don't know me, I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I am coming live to you from my studio in Lexington, South Carolina. All right, so tonight we are going to be doing 4 projects. Light is bright. We've got 4 projects to do tonight, and I am actually using a stamp set that is on the last chance list, and it is still currently available, and it is called Impressions Bloom. Good afternoon, Autumn. How are you? All right, so we're going to turn the camera around and we're going to get started, but we are using a last chance item tonight, and that means when the stamp set is gone, it's gone, because it is on the last chance list. So when you see it, and if you like it, it is your time to shine and grab that stamp set before it is gone, because once it is, then it's gone. But so let's turn this over, and I'm going to share with you what we're working on. And let's get this set up. And let's zoom in. I've got several different things that I'm going to be doing tonight with you. Got lots of fun projects going on. Lots of supplies tonight. I love it sometimes when I go all in and do all kinds of stuff. So we are going to be using the Nested Essential Dies tonight. We are going to be using the Impressions Bloom tonight. And then we've got the Specialty paper. It is called Pleasant Patterns. It is a 12 by 12 designer series paper. The colors in it is Peach Pie, Pretty in Pink, and Shy Shamrock. So, trying to fix that glare that's on my, I'm not sure where it's coming from. All right, hopefully that gets better. But the designer paper, it comes with, let's see how many is in a pack. There is a total of 6 sheets. There's 3 designs, and you get 2 of each of the designs. So they're not front and back, so I'm going to go ahead and share that with you. Move those out the way. So you've got this one here, and this is your Peach Pie. And then we have this one, which is our Pretty in Pink. Oh my goodness. Sorry, guys. This paper is really got a reflection on it. Okay. I don't know how to make it go away, so, because it's my Olight that I O-ring light. And then we've got the Shy Shamrock. So these are the 3 patterns that we are going to be using tonight. I'm going to hold this up. These are the 3 patterns that we will be using tonight. And then we will also be using the colored cardstock that goes with this. We are going to be using the pecan pie. Not pecan pie, excuse me. Peach pie. I have no idea where that came from. We've got our Shy Shamrock. And we have our Pretty in Pink colors tonight, okay? So these are the 3 colors we're using tonight, and we will be using these 3 designer series papers to go along with it, okay? All right, so we're going to move this out of the way so we can get started with our projects. All right, so we will also be using ink pads, Pretty in Pink, Shy Shamrock, Peach Pie, and on one of the cards, we are going to be using the Balmy Blue. All right, so let's dive in. Oh, I need to show you the projects that we're going to be doing tonight, right? Normally do that up front, don't I? So let's just go ahead and pull it out. So here is card 1. And then we are going to have card 2. And let's see, let's put these in order so I don't mix up my samples. And then we've got card 3. Okay. And then we have card 4, and it is a Mountain Valley card. So let me go out. I'm going to go out some more. Hold on if I can. No, don't come in. I'm going out so you can see the projects. Okay. So this one here is like a tower. So it stands up. So it's a fun fold card that we're doing tonight with that. Okay. And then we have this one. And then we've got this one. And then we have this one. All right. So we're going to get started with our projects tonight, as I cannot wait to do these with you tonight. So we're going to zoom back in so you can see them now. All right, up close. All right, and because I'm going to be doing some stamping, I got to do some stamping off. So we're going to put one of our sheets under here so I don't get ink everywhere. We're going to put that right there. We're going to go ahead and pull out our packet, as I have already prepped everything, so that will help us get started. So I've got our Pretty in Pink. I've got our envelope, because I'm going to show you something on the envelope tonight. And then I've got a piece of the Shy Shamrock. I have a piece of the designer series paper. And then I've got the label out of the Nested Essential Dies. And then I have the basic white cardstock. All right, so this is how we're going to start out. So we are going to take our base card base and fold it where it is scored. So you're basically going to fold this in half and varnish it to the side there with your bone folder. All right. Now what we're going to do, this stamp set is a 2-stamp stamp set, okay? So we need to have our Pretty in Pink. We need to have our Shy Shamrock. And we need this flower, and is it this one that we need? Let me make sure I get the right flowers. Yes. Okay. So what we're going to do is I like to stamp the inside when we have a 2-stamp set. I like to stamp the inside piece first, and then I like to do the outside layer, which is supposed to be your first layer. But when you do that, I'm going to tap this into my Pretty in Pink, and I'm going to show you on the paper. So this one you need to stamp off, okay? And then we're going to stamp, just say this is our card base. So you want it like that. Otherwise, it's going to be that dark. And I don't know if you want it that dark. Now, if you don't mind it being dark, then don't stamp off. But if you don't stamp off, you're going to have a really dark image, which makes it harder to see this image. So now we've just got to line this up on top, and then you're going to stamp without stamping off on that one. And that makes it so much brighter and darker, and it's easier to see your outline. Where I'll show you the other way, I'm going to put this, let me get my center. We're going to tap that into the Shamrock, and we're going to stamp that right in the center there. All right. Now, let me show you, if we did not stamp off, how it's going to look. So we're going to stamp. Okay. And then we're going to take the other, and we're going to stamp as well. Let's see. See the difference in if you don't stamp your bottom layer? It gets really dark, and it makes it harder to see your outlines. So that is why on 2-stamp stampings, that is why I always stamp off and then do the top layer without stamping off to where it's darker. All right, so I hope that makes sense. And if you got any questions, please just let me know. I will be happy to talk with you more and show more of what I'm doing. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to make our own background. So we're going to take our flower, and we're going to stamp into the corners. And there is no no formality is what I'm trying to say. There we go. There is no formality as to how this is supposed to be. So you're going to, I rocked it. Let's see. There we go. This is just however you want to do your flowers, okay? So now we're going to take this one. We're going to stamp off, and we got to line this up. That is the whole key too, is with the 2-stamp stamping, you've got to make sure you are lining up your images. Otherwise, you're going to be all over the place. Ah! Oh, I see. I am so glad I stamped off. I put that in the wrong ink color. We were about to mess up. Goodness gracious. All right, let's do this again. And we're going to just go around. And I've got some light, some dark. Some I stamped off, some I did not. Okay, and we're going to just do this all the way around. Now, this is a free with the purchase class. So if you go to my store and spend $40 or more between tonight and Saturday, you will get all of the supplies to make these 4 projects for free. I will send out next Tuesday for all the orders that is placed between now and Saturday that is qualified orders. So $40 or more. Okay, and you've got between now and Saturday. Okay, so there is our base. What did we do? Okay, so for the inside, we're going to go ahead and do our stamping, and then we're going to do our assembling. Okay? All right, now we're going to, hold on, let me get this piece of glue off of my pad. All right, so we're going to take the inside, and we're going to do the same thing with the flower, except this one, we're going to use the smaller flower. So we're going to tab that in pretty in pink. We're going to put that in the inside. And then stamp off. And this is going to be for the inside of our flower. Okay. And then we're going to tap, stamp off. Perfect. Okay, that is all I did for the inside. Now we've got to do the same thing for our sentiment. Except for that, I did not do the outside. I only did the inside one. So we're going to stamp off because I want it to be very light in the background. Okay, and then we're ready to stamp our sentiment that says, I appreciate you. And that is coming out of our stamp set, Impressions Bloom. Okay, so we're going to do I appreciate you. Okay, and then we're going to take that and we're going to stamp that in the Shamrock. And that is going to go straight across our label. Okay. Oh, all right. Now we are ready to assemble our project. So while we're doing that, let's close up these ink pads so we don't get ink everywhere. Hello for those that are joining now. Welcome. I appreciate you being here. So let's do this. Let's take our Stampin' Seal. You can use whatever type of adhesive you would like. I am going to use our Stampin' Seal because I love our adhesive. Whether it's our multi-purpose glue or our Stampin' Seal, I just love our adhesives. All right, so now we're going to do our Shamrock and our Designer Series paper. So we're going to just go ahead and put our adhesive on the back of that. We're going to layer this on our Shamrock. And then this is going to go straight onto our card base. Okay, and then you're going to just kind of put this in the center, however you want to do that. Your label is going to go on with dimensionals. Okay. So we're going to put 3 dimensionals on here. All right. And that's going to go in the center-ish. Then we're going to take our baker's twine, and I've got the white baker twine, and we are going to do a double bow. And again, this is the baker twine. Let me do that. So, what have y'all been doing for crafting? would love to see some projects that y'all have been working on. Or you can just drop it in the chat and let me know what you have been working with and doing. And I got my bow all cattywonker there, so we're going to try this again. I'd love to see what you're doing. If you ever have any questions, please feel free to reach out. I would love to talk with you about anything that you have a question about. All right, so we've got lots of exciting upcoming things. I am working on my March calendar, so stay tuned for that. We've got lots of fun classes coming up. We are going to have a product-based class next month, and then the month after that, we are going to have a stamp camp. So I've got lots of things coming up, and then we are bringing bingo back. So I am working on that. So be on the lookout and make sure you're on my email list. That I have the link in my video if you're not already on my on my email list, because that is how you are going to learn about all the upcoming classes, events that you are able to do. And when I say I'm bringing bingo, it is virtual as well as in person. So I will have both bingos. All right, so now what we're going to do is take the Pearls of Beauty. And we are going to put some embellishments on here to top it off. So we're going to put this one up there. It's just with doing the bingo virtually, I have to have a certain amount of people in order for the bingo to work for virtual. So we got to really talk it up so we can have bingo in both places, because I love bingo and it is so much fun. You earn so much stuff. So be on the lookout for that. All right, so there is card number 1. Now, I said we were going to do something with the envelope, so let's do that real quick. So we're going to take our envelope. We're going to turn it over to where we have the flap. And then we need to bring out our ink pads because I did not do this before I closed them. So let's pull those back out real quick. Now we are going to stamp our flower on here. So we're going to take it right in the center. Oops. And then we're going to take the outer one and I'm going to stamp off. Let me move that out the way so we got a good seal there. And then we're going to line it up, stamp down. Isn't that pretty? I love decorating my envelopes. So now your envelope matches your card. Okay? Isn't that pretty? I tell my customers all the time at my in-person card classes, we never send a naked envelope out. So that is a way to keep your envelopes from being naked, is you decorate it with your stamp set. And I have another technique that I'm going to share with you as well. So we're going to do that one next. Okay, so here is the second card that we're going to do. We're going to be using the peach pie on this one. And I love this because, so we've got our designer series paper. Let me move all this out of the way. We've got our designer series paper. We have our peach pie cardstock. We've got another piece of designer series paper. And we've got our label and our inside piece from the, for basic white cardstock. All right, so now let's get in here and get started with our project. So we got our peach pie cardstock and we're going to go ahead and fold it. And this is kind of a fun fold card. It is not cut at your normal size, and that's okay. If you place an order, you will get written instructions on all of the measurements for the card. So I'm not going to go into that tonight, but if you do place an order, you do get written instructions and can, that way you've got everything there. So we're going to take our piece of designer series paper and we're going to take our Stampin' Seal and we're going to put that onto our card base on the front panel. Okay. And we're going to put that right there. Okay. Now we are going to do some stamping real quick. So we've got our inside and we've got our tag. And we are going to pull out our pretty peacock, pretty in pink and our peach pie this time. Okay. And then our sentiment for this one is going to be thanks. So let me make sure I don't have green on that stamp. Get that cleaned off. Okay. Go ahead and clean my flowers real quick. All right. I know I'm using the pretty in pink a lot. I am a pink gal. I love pink, so I tend to go to pretty in pink more when I'm using it in a variety of stuff. So we're going to tap that. We're going to tap that off because I don't want it dark. We're going to line this up. I just love how that goes together. It is just gorgeous. All right, so we're going to clean the green off of this. All right, and now what we're going to do is take the peach pie, and that's going to go right in the center of our flower. Okay? Following me so far? Okay, so now we're going to take our pretty in pink with our sentiment. And I am going to just put that right down there that says thanks. We are going to take our Baker twine again and do another double bow. And if you have ribbon, you are more than welcome to use ribbon instead of the Baker twine. I, unfortunately, am out of all my ribbons for these colors. So, that is why I'm using the Baker twine. But you can use ribbon if you have it, or you don't have to use anything if you just want it to be blank. That is okay, too. Remember, these are your cards, and you do them as you want to. Okay, so don't ever feel you have to do something because you don't. Okay, it took me a long time before I started using ribbon, and I don't use it as much as I probably should. All right. So we're going to put that on just like that. Now what I did for the inside is I took the little flowers and we did the same thing. We stamped 3 of them on the inside. So I'm going to do 1, 2, and then let's do this one right there. Okay, now we're going to go in with our outside layer. And let's see if I'm going to be able to line this up. I was struggling with this one earlier, so hopefully. Okay. Okay, and then one more. All right, now Okay, now we got to do our inside for this one. And this is going to be the peach pie for the center. Okay, and now we are ready to put this on the inside of our card. Now, if you wanted to stamp a sentiment in here, you are more than welcome to. I kind of leave mine blank because I love writing notes. So, but if I see that I'm not going to be able to write a big note, then I will come in and put a message on the inside as well. All right, but I love that. That is so pretty. Okay, now we're going to take our sentiment, and because it's only going to be partial onto the card top, you don't want to put the Stampin' Seal going all the way across it. So make sure you only put it on a piece of it. And we're going to center this. And you kind of judge where you want yours to go, okay? So that is going to be our card. Let's close these up. And then I'm going to show you another little technique that you can do. So we want to match our envelope, okay? So we have a piece of the Designer Series paper. We're going to take our flap of our envelope, and we are going to take our tape, tearing tape. I'll get it out in a minute, guys. We're going to take our tearing tape, and we're going to put across here and kind of, I'm doing 3 strips. Even though I probably don't need 3 strips, and you'll understand once I do this. So we're going to do 3 strips just to be on the safe side. All right. Oops. And now I'm going to give it a good push down. We're going to peel the back off of here. Okay. We're going to take this now and we're going to line this up with the fold of our flap. And give it a good press. Now when you take this up, you're going to take your paper snips and you're going to outline it with your envelope lid without cutting your lid. And see, I'm actually cutting that whole tearing tape layer off. That's why I said I didn't really need it, but I should have brought it down a little more. Okay, so now, let me trash this. Now your envelope matches your card. Okay, so that is another way that you can decorate your card. You can stamp your envelope. You can put our paper on it. Just keep in mind when you do the paper, make sure it is flush with the outline of the lip. So when it runs through the postal machines, it don't get jammed up in there, okay? So make sure you layer it very well and make sure you use a lot of adhesive. All right, so there is card number 2. I hope you like that. So we're going to put that one over there. Now let's go to card number 3. I love this one. This is another technique that we're going to do with this one tonight. So we have our basic white cardstock. We have our Shah Shamrock Designer Series paper. We have another piece of basic white. And then the colors I used on this one is the peach pie and, the peach pie and Shah Shamrock. All right. And this one does have the balmy blue in it that we're going to use as well. And you're like, where does blue fit in? Watch this, guys. All right, so we're going to start off with our stamping. So we've got our piece of basic white cardstock. I am going to take my, let me clean some of my stamps off here and get them put away. So we've got some blocks. I've got a lot of open projects going on, and my blocks are very limited tonight. So let me, yes, because we've got to get another stamp set out. We haven't used the stamp that we're going to use tonight yet. So let me do this. I'm just cleaning off my stamps. Because like I said, all my blocks, I've got 3 projects going on tonight. So I am limited on my blocks. So give me 1 second while I get these transferred over to our new stamp set that we're going to use for tonight. Not new stamp set, but the new flowers. Okay. Oh, and I got to have this one. So let me get my long block here. All right. And this one's going to have a stem on it. So let me do this. I am not going to lose that stem. And then we need our little... Uh-oh. Please don't tell me I dropped that. We've got to have our little sub inside for our flower. And I believe it fell off of my case. Yeah, there it is. Give me 1 second. Okay. We're going to put that on a block so it quits falling away. And then we need our sentiment that says, thanks for being there. Thanks for being there. I'm going ahead and put that on a block as well. So let's get all this cleaned up. We're going to put that on a block. Normally, I don't have to do all this block swapping, but I do tonight. So thank you for being patient. Okay. All right. Ready to get started now? All right. We're going to take our stem, and I'm going to do 3 stems along the bottom. And I'm going to kind of twirl them a little bit. And I'm stamping the stem in the shamrock. Okay, and then 1 more. All right. Then we are going to stamp our flowers in the we're going to take the inside of our flower, stamp off. No, this one don't stamp off. This one stays full. And because I put this one a little too close to the side, we're only going to get a partial, but that's okay. These are not angled as well as my sample, but it's okay. So we're going to stamp off the base. Now, let's see. We have to get this lined up. Okay. And we're going to get this one lined up. Don't this remind you of spring coming? I thought about this since we have bad weather moving in this week. We've been in the 80s here, and then this week is going back down into the 20s. So I thought this was very appropriate to be doing. All right, so for the center, we are going to use the Shamrock, and we're going to stamp that off. Okay. And if there's any questions, any comments, please drop them in the comments section. I will be able to answer them as we are going around and doing our projects. Or you can, if you catch this on the replay, you can always put them down and I will respond to you as soon as I see it come up. Also, if you are liking this video, if you would share with your family, friends, and like my page, I would greatly appreciate that, as it does help my business grow. And I am so happy to help others in their paper crafting world. Okay, so there is that. That is our flowers. Which one do you like? Do you like them slanted, or do you like them more like this actual sample one? I would love to know what you think. All right, now we need to take our blends, and this is the other technique I wanted to share with you. So we're going to take one of our blends and rub it into the Shamrock. And what I did is, of course, we're going to rub off, and then we're going to rub onto the bottom portion of our base. And I'm just rubbing it. Now, the harder you press, the more color you will have. Then I took the other blending brush and I rubbed it into the Balmy Blue, rubbed off, and then rubbed on. And again, the harder you press, the more pressure you have. Okay, I'm trying to get it more on the edge part. I've got enough on the actual card base, but I was trying to get it more up there. There we go. Okay, so that is another way to color your cardstock, is with the blending brushes. And you can take these and run them under water, your sinks, and it will clean the ink out of them. And then you can use them like in blues. You can use that one in blues. This one you can use in your greens. But you do need to wash them off before you put them in another color. All right, so we're going to close up the ink pad there. We need to stamp our sentiment real quick. We're going to take the Shamrock, and that is going to go straight there. God, that's so pretty. I don't think I did anything. Oh, yeah. So on the inside, I did stamp so very much. So I said, thanks for being there so very much. So we're going to take our card base so we can do that. We're going to take our bone folder and run across there. Hey, 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 Miss Kathy. How are you? All right. So let's grab our sentiment for that one. And that is going to go right there. And we're going to take this block. All right. Shamrock, and we're going to just take it and put the sentiment on the inside, just like that. All right, now we're going to take this and put on our designer series paper with our Stampin' Seal. Okay, and we're going to put that right there. And then that is going to go on our card front. put our Stampin' Seal on the back. All right, and then we're gonna center this, or try to center this. I'm not doing a good job. There we go. No, it's not. Let's see if I can get this up without messing up. The top half was good, but the bottom half was not good. All right. And now we're going to take our embellishments and put on. And on this one, I use the iridescent foil gems. So we're going to take these out. And we're going to use 3 of them. So let's get one of the big ones and we're going to put right there. And then we're going to use 2 of the small ones and we're going to drop them down at the bottom. Okay? Now, because these are raised, and sometimes when you put the raised embellishments and they run through the postal machines, it could damage the postal machines or jam them. I shouldn't say damage them. It could jam it. So if you just take another piece of scrap cardstock and put on the top of it when you put it in your envelope, that gives it a cushion to where it does not damage anything or take the risk of the machines breaking those, because that can happen as well. All right, so let's close up these ink pads, and we got one more card to do tonight, and then that is it for tonight, guys. I hope y'all have enjoyed these projects. On this one, for this one, we stamped the flower down there, so I need to pull that back out. I've gotten away from doing the envelopes during the videos, and oh my gosh, tonight it's like I keep getting sidetracked about the envelopes. But it's a great thing to do, so, because now I can store these in my card rack, and all my cards already have the envelopes ready. So I'm going to just kind of stamp this partially on the corner there. It is not perfect by no means. And then we're going to just take our leaves and we're going to stamp there. And then we're going to stamp here. And then we need to do our flower. And on this one, I went back to the small one, didn't I? Yep. Okay. We got this, guys. We got this. We're almost finished. Can you believe it? We are almost finished. I love our crafting time and don't like it to end. Even though we got to get ready for work tomorrow, I still love our crafting time. And I've been up here all day. My husband's been in the yard doing stuff in the shop, and I have been in my room all day by myself. It's been amazing. All right, now we're going to do the inside with Shashi and Rock as well. There we go. Perfect. All right, guys, so that is our envelope to go with our card. Now our envelope and our card matches. Isn't that so springy? I just love it. And then after I learned, like, tonight is supposed to be 28, I was so, done with this winter. I am ready for my spring. So whenever I decided today the project we were doing, I'm like, you know what? I'm doing all spring cards tonight. I am just ready for some nice spring weather. All right, so here is card number 4. All right, so this is our Valley card. So it is an easel type. It stands up. And then on the back side is where you would write your message. All right, so here we go. Let's see if I'm able to do this on camera. Sometimes, you know. Let's do all of our stamping first, and then because I've got to bring out my score paper trimmer, because Stampin' Up has the scoring and cutter on the same thing. So let's do all of that first, and then we will get started with the project. Let's do our stamping first. So for this one, our sentiment is going to be, thanks for being there. And we use the Shamrock. Okay, so we're going to just take our label here. And we are going to stamp that directly on our label. Perfect. And then we need to do a flower, and we need to have it on a piece of scrap paper. And then you're going to have to do a little bit of fussy cutting here. All right, so I do apologize if you don't like fussy cutting. You don't have to do this piece, but it makes the label pop. So we're going to stamp that. And then we're going to take this and stamp off. Remember, we stamp off the second layer so it doesn't get too dark. Okay. And then we need, where's our little dot? There it is. And that we use the peach pie for. That's going to go straight into the center. Now we're going to take our snips and we're going to cut this out really quick. And remember, guys, you can get all of the supplies for all 4 of these projects for free when you place a minimum of a $40 order between now and the end of Saturday, February 28th. And then I will package their kits, and they will go out in the mail on Tuesday of the following week. Okay? So you are able to get these real simply by placing that order. Okay? So we are going to now stamp our leaf. We're going to snag. No, we need that one, so we don't need this one. And now I got to work on getting all my blocks back, because this just takes too much work. Let's see, what flower do we use? Okay, we use this flower. This takes too much work in taking all the stamps on and off. Whew. That makes me tired. All right, so we need our green leaf. Okay, let's see. I was like, what is going on? Now, this is going to be the trick. Make sure we stamp our leaves right. So we're going to put one there. And we're going to put one there. Okay. And then we're going to put one there. And one here. And then we are going to put, I kind of put this kind of did this one a little different than my sample. So let's see. Hopefully I don't mess up. Okay. Now, I think I got this. So we're going to take our Pretty in Pink. That one's going to go there. And that one's going to go there. Then we're going to take the big one. And she is going to go right there. Okay. So far, so good. Now we're going to stamp off. And that's going to go there. That's going to go there. Okay. And this one is going to go there. All right, now we're going to do peach pie for the center. Okay, and now we got to get the bigger one for this one. Okay, got it. Got the sentiment, got the flowers. Okay, all the stamping's done. Just wanted to make sure so we can pull all this together. Put all those pads back. We're going to drop all these in the bin, get them off the desk so we can see our pretty project. We're going to move all this ucky stamping off of here. You know what? We're going to just totally move that off because we're done with the stamping. All right. So now what we've got to do is take our card base and take our scoring tool. I just happen to have the Stampin' Up! Paper trimmer. And again, it's all on our trimmer. So what I need to do is I've got to score my card base at 3, 6, let me pull my arm out, 6, and then at 7. Okay, so it's scored at 3, wait a minute. It is scored at 3, 6, and 7. Okay, and now we're going to do the mountain fold. So you want it to be here, here, and then this goes on the back. Okay. Now, while I have it folded, I'm going to take my bone folder and we're going to fold this going down. And I'm going to do it a couple of times to give it that good crease there. So you want it to be like an accordion, okay? Or a mountain fold to where it kind of stands up. All right. Now we're going to take our designer series paper and our adhesive. And that is going to go on the inside piece here. Okay. Then you're going to take this little strip and do the same thing. Put your adhesive on it. And that is going to go straight onto here. Okay. We're going to take our piece of basic white and we're going to put that on the back side so you can write your sentiment or your message there. You can stamp a sentiment or write a message. So that goes there. Now we are ready to take and fold our Pretty in Pink. I've got it scored, so we're going to run that across there. Now we're going to take our piece of basic white, and that is going to get some Stampin' Seal on there, and we're going to hook that straight onto the front. Okay, now here is the trick. You want to fold this up to where your card bottom matches the bottom of that card. Okay, and just hold it there, and then this is only going to be there. So I should not have put that down because that is going to cover this piece. So you want to take and put your adhesive right at the top, and then stick that under there, and then your basic white covers that. Okay, and that way you don't see that piece. And now you're going to take adhesive and put on the bottom of here. You don't put it on the whole thing, otherwise it will not open and close like it's supposed to. So you just want a piece at the bottom, and then that is going to fold in and stick directly onto there. And I'm giving it a good push, and there is your card. See how pretty that is? Okay, now the label and your flower that you cut out get put on with dimensionals. So you can go ahead and put your dimensional on that. But for the flower, so I mean for the label, so I know exactly where this was going, I took my dimensionals and I stuck on my card base. And that way I did not have any uh-ohs. I have it all lined up correctly. Okay? All right, so this is going to get lined up right in there. All right? And then I just took this and I stuck it down in the bottom. All right? So there is card number 4. Isn't that gorgeous, guys? Just love that. Love that. All right. So let's pull all the projects out for tonight. I hope you have had a wonderful time with me crafting, as I have enjoyed being with you tonight and crafting along with you. And I appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Now, for this one, I did not do anything to the envelope. If anything, I would either do the paper or do another. Since we did just the flower, you can actually do just the flower in that corner. And that's probably what I will go back and do. All right, so let's pull out our projects so you can see them tonight. There is card 4. Let's see. Here is card 3. And the envelope. I'm going to put the envelope there. That is card 3. Okay. Card 2 was this one with the envelope in the designer series paper. Okay. And then card 3 was the envelope and the Pretty in Pink. So those are the 4 projects tonight. Remember, this is a free with the purchase class. You can get all 4 of these projects. I will do all the cutting and prepping. I just cannot do any of the stamping, but I will make up the kits and send it to you for free when you place a minimum of a $40 order with me between now and Saturday. And the link is in this chat description. So I look forward to seeing you again this week. Remember, tomorrow night we have our craft along. So for those that purchase the kits, hopefully you either have gotten the kit or it is going to be delivered tomorrow. I had a delay in shipment from Stampin' Up, so they got out a little later, but I did priority mail them with a delivery date of Monday, no later than Monday. So if you by chance do not get your kit before Craft Along, reach out to me, let me know that you did not get it so I can track it and find out what's going on, because I did pay extra to get that 2-day in there. All right, guys. So tomorrow I will be live at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then I have my coffee and card on Wednesday at 6:30 a.m. as well. And then I think that's it for the week. But stay tuned. If you're not on my email list, join that email list so you get all my information, because that is how all my classes are going out. And I will be putting a newsletter out this week because I have lots of things going on in March. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed this class tonight, and I look forward to chatting with y'all soon. Have a wonderful and blessed week.